Love, connection, and the modern heart, instant attraction, AI, and the evolving landscape of relationships. In an age of dating apps, AI algorithms, and shifting social norms, our understanding of love and relationships is evolving rapidly. While the essence of human connection remains timeless, the context in which it develops has been transformed by technology, psychology, and the cultural change. Today, we will explore interwoven themes that reflect this evolution: instant attraction without meeting in person, the growing role of artificial intelligence in relationship building, the stigma or lack thereof around being single, the elusive idea of having it all, the possibility of happiness in simply being, and the distinction between chemistry and connection. So, can there be instant attraction without meeting in person? Instant attraction is often thought of as a spark, a visceral feeling when two people meet face to face. But in a world shaped by digital communication, attraction is no longer confined to the physical realm. It is increasingly common for people to experience strong feelings of connection, longing, or even love through text, voice, or video. This phenomenon is rooted in the psychology of projection. We tend to fill in the gaps when we communicate online, imagining the ideal traits of the other person. A well timed message, a shared worldview, or emotional vulnerability can create an illusion of closeness that feels real. Digital intimacy, though different from physical intimacy, is no less powerful. When people communicate over time, sharing stories, fears, or hopes, they form a narrative that builds emotional connection. Online interactions can foster a deep sense of companionship, particularly when there is consistent and authentic communication. However, the absence of physical cues such as body language and eye contact can sometimes be misleading. What feels profound in a virtual space may not always translate to the real world. This does not invalidate the emotional experience, but rather highlights the importance of integrating both emotional and physical realities. In short, yes, instant attraction without meeting is possible. It is emotionally real, even if it is physically untested. The mind, after all, is a powerful storyteller. How will AI help with meeting and developing relationships? Artificial intelligence is already transforming how people meet and develop in a romantic way. Dating apps use AI algorithms to suggest matches, while machine learning models learn our preferences over time. As technology continues to advance, AI's role in relationships will only grow. In the near future, AI could transform dating. To some extent, it already has. Hyper personalized matching. AI can analyze vast amounts of data, from personality traits and values to communication, styles and attachment patterns, to match people with greater accuracy. Instead of relying solely on user preferences, AI will begin to consider emotional needs, relationship goals, and even psychological compatibility. Relationship coaching. AI powered platforms may soon provide real time feedback on conversations, offering insights into emotional tone, word choice, and empathy. These tools could serve as digital relationship coaches. That is already being done to some extent. It's whether or not many of us are in tune to that. The thought is that that will eventually become the norm. Companion AI. Most controversial is the rise of emotionally responsive AI companions. These bots stimulate empathy, remembering user preferences, and engage in meaningful conversations. While they can offer comfort, especially to those experiencing loneliness, they also raise ethical questions. Could reliance on AI erode human to human connection? Emotional literacy. AI might support emotional education by helping people understand their own attachment styles, emotional triggers, and patterns of behavior. By increasing self awareness, individuals may enter relationships more grounded and even more secure. However, it is important to recognize that whilst AI can assist in meeting and developing relationships, it cannot replace the messiness, unpredictability, and growth that comes from real human interaction. The future of love may be shaped by AI, but the soul of love will remain profoundly human. Is there a stigma around being single? Is it still something? In many parts of the world, the stigma of being single has softened but not disappeared. Cultural, generational, and gender specific expectations continue to influence how singleness is perceived. For some genders, particularly being single past a certain age can carry implicit judgment. Society often equates a worth and relationship status. Although this narrative is being challenged, movements and changing cultural norms still lingers. Younger generations, however, are rewriting the script. Singleness is increasingly viewed as a time of self exploration, creative freedom, and emotional development. Rather than seeing relationships as the default path to happiness, more people are asking whether a partner is an additive or essential. While the stigma of singleness is not totally gone, it is being deconstructed. The rise of content celebrating single life, books, podcasts, and social media movements all indicate a cultural shift towards validating all paths to fulfillment. Can we have it all? Having it all has become a modern mantra, especially in discussions around work life balance, gender equality, and personal fulfillment. But what does it actually mean? And is it realistic? The idea suggests that one can simultaneously have a successful career, loving relationships, fulfilling family lives, personal freedom, and emotional well being. While inspiring, this ideal can be a source of pressure and guilt. In reality, life involves trade offs: time, energy, and emotional bandwidth, which are limited sources. Pursuing excellence in one area may often require sacrifices in another. However, the issue may not be the dream itself, but how we define it all. If having it all, living in alignment with one's values, is what it is, then yes, it's achievable. Many are now reframing success through a lens of intentionality, choosing what matters most and building a life around those priorities. In this view, having it all becomes less about doing everything and more about doing what is meaningful. Are people happy simply being? The question of whether people can be happy simply being goes beyond relationships. Much of modern life is driven by striving to achieve, improve, and accumulate. While growth can be fulfilling, it can also become a trap. The endless pursuit of betterment may prevent people from appreciating what they already have. Mindfulness, meditation, and various spiritual traditions suggest that happiness is not found in doing, but in being, accepting the present moment without judgment. Research supports this. People who practice presence and gratitude tend to report higher life satisfaction. Being content in solitude, for example, doesn't mean rejecting connection. It means cultivating a stable inner world so that relationships are entered into from a place of wholeness, not need. Still, being happy in one's own company requires emotional maturity, self awareness, and often unlearning deeply ingrained cultural narratives about productivity and worth. Ultimately, yes, people can be happy simply being, but in a culture that rewards doing, it takes conscious effort to shift from striving to presence. Chemistry. Is chemistry the same as connection? While often used interchangeably, chemistry and connection are distinct experiences. Chemistry is usually immediate. It's the spark, the pull, the magnetic energy that makes someone feel exciting. It can be physical, emotional, or intellectual. Chemistry often arises without much effort, and while it can be intoxicating, it isn't always predictive of compatibility. Connection, by contrast, is deeper and more enduring. It involves feeling safe, understood, and emotionally attuned to another person. Connection grows over time and is often the result of shared values, mutual respect, and emotional vulnerability. You can have chemistry without connection, a passionate encounter that quickly fades. Likewise, you can have connection without initial chemistry, a relationship that deepens over time. Ideally, lasting relationships contain both. Chemistry ignites the flame, while connection keeps it burning. Recognizing the difference can help people make wiser relationship choices, grounded not in just passion, but in emotional compatibility and shared purpose. We are living through a remarkable transformation in how relationships begin, evolve, and how they are understood. Technology is reshaping the pathways to connection, but the core desires for intimacy, understanding, and belonging remain unchanged. Yes, instant attraction without meeting is real, though it may need grounding in physical reality. AI will continue to play a role in how we meet and relate, offering new tools while demanding new ethical awarenesses. The stigma of singleness is fading as more people embrace diverse forms of love and life. Having it all is possible when redefined on one's own terms. Happiness is simply being is not just only achievable, but essential to lasting fulfillment. And knowing the difference between chemistry and connection is a key to building relationships that endure. In the end, love in the modern world may be more complex, but it's more conscious, and that perhaps is its greatest strength.